presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Will Myers, his career against the Arizona Diamondbacks, a .335 average with 6 home runs and 20 RBIs. Loves the D-backs. On the other side, Jake Lamb comes in, riding a 6-game hitting streak, hitting at .458. It's game 1 of a 3-game series between the visiting Arizona Diamondbacks and the San Diego Padres. Welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo along with Mark Grant. Welcome to Padres Baseball. Well, tonight we see Jared Weaver in game 1 of the series, and Jared Weaver last time out had his best outing in a Padres uniform.
This game's all about adjustments, and Jared Weaver did just that against the Chicago White Sox. He moved over on the rubber towards the first base side about 6 inches, and what that did was open him up a little bit to where he can reach out and get that outside corner with the slider. Sometimes he hung the slider, but they swung through it. 6 solid innings, only 1 earned run. He struck out 3. A good outing. The bullpen couldn't hold their end of the bargain.
Well, the Diamondbacks have good pitching, but especially on the road.
Well, once it gets deep into a ball game, the Diamondbacks are hitting the ball well, get to that bullpen. They got some arms down there that not only fires strikes, but strikes 95 and above. So they're going out into the bullpen after guys like Greinke and putting up that road ERA. So it's going to be tough. You think it's tough against Taijuan Walker, who throws a lot of fastballs? It's tough against this Diamondback team, who throws hard too. Will they lay off the high fastball tonight? Let's keep an eye on that.
Pitching is good on the road. The offense has not been good on the road so far for the Diamondbacks. Bob Scanlon will join us to delve into that issue when we come back here to Petco Park. Game 1 of the series is next. Brought to you by Petco, your complete pet store with all the services you need. By Evans Tire and Service Centers, home of the Buy 2, Get 2. by the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. And by Jack in the Box. Come try the new guacamole and bacon chicken sandwich only at Jack in the Box. Some great pictures today from Star Pal as we send it down to field level, and Bob Scanlon.
Thanks, Don. Everybody knows that the Diamondbacks have had a powerful offense so far this season, and when you look at the overall numbers, there's no doubting it. Fourth in runs, they're third in average, home runs, on-base percentage, whatever you want to look at, but that's with all the home games that they've played. They've played more home games than any other team in baseball. How are they doing on the road when you get them out of the desert? Well, here it is. They're last, dead last in batting average, slugging percentage, on-base percentage. They're a completely different team when you get these snakes out of the desert. And the two key guys, Goldschmidt and Owings, are two guys that have additionally struggled. Owings is 307 at home, only 255 on the road. Goldschmidt, for his part, 309 at home, only 218 on the road. That's a good sign for the Padres. All Jared Weaver has to do is continue to make his pitches, and he can stop those snakes. Jared Weaver going up against Taijuan Walker. Padres, Diamondbacks, first pitch next, right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Game one of the three-game series, and it's time now for our weather report brought to you by your always sunny San Diego Honda dealers. 76 degrees here tonight. North wind at 13 miles per hour. The forecast clear for the evening. Right now, not a cloud in the sky as we get started here for the weekend series. Don Orsillo, Mark Grant, and Bob Scanlon with you today. And the Padres looking to jump out here early against this road-weary team. The Arizona Diamondbacks coming in. The Padres in their Browns on Friday night here at Petco Park for the beginning of this series. Padres finishing up a four-game series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Yesterday, the Diamondbacks had yesterday off in preparation for this series, and the Diamondbacks off to a very good start this year, much better than last year, no doubt about that. They are 2 games back of the Colorado Rockies in the NL West. They are in the mix so far under Torey Lovullo in his first year as the manager of this Arizona Diamondbacks team. The umpiring crew tonight, Dan Iasanya has the play call on the balls and strikes. Trip Gibson is at first base. Ramon DeJesus at second base. And Brian Gorman, the crew chief, is at third. Let's take a look at the keys to the game brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
as the boys in brown take the field. Here are those keys. Hey, keep the ball in the yard for Jared Weaver. Made an adjustment last time out. Pitched very well against the Chicago White Sox. And stopped the running game against these Arizona Diamondbacks. Remember when the Padres played them earlier in April, they were running out there a lot. The Arizona Diamondbacks are #1. They lead the National League in stolen bases.
Let's check out the visiting Arizona Diamondbacks starting 9 tonight. It is Gregor Blanco leading it off and in center field. David Peralta is in right field with Paul Goldschmidt at first base. Jake Lamb at third base in the cleanup spot with Yasmani Tomas in left. Brandon Drury at second base. Chris Owings off to a fabulous start. He is at shortstop with Jeff Mathis, the veteran catcher, batting 8th, and Taijuan Walker, the pitcher, out of the 9th spot for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Jared Weaver on the hill tonight for the Padres in Game 1.
34-year-old veteran making his 9th start. Hey, he made a move to the left. Keep an eye on that foot on the pitcher's plate. He moved more towards the center. Made that adjustment in Chicago, and he had good results. And also the consistent slider, allowing him to get that release point out a little bit farther out in front so he can dot that outside part of the plate with his fastball and his slider.
Well, defensively for the Padres, their defense brought to you by your San Diego Ford dealers, left to right. In the outfield, Corey Spangenberg, Manuel Margot, and Hunter Renfroe. Third to first, Ryan Schiff, Eric Ibar, Yangervis Solarte, and Will Myers with Austin Hedges doing the catching for Jared Weaver.
You know, it'll be interesting, Donald, as these Diamondbacks come up to the plate. They had a lot of home games in April and May up to this point. 14 of their next 17 are on the road.
Real good test for them, and as we saw, they're pitching great on the road. Their offense, not so much.
They are 6-10 on the road as we start this series against the Snakes.
So here we go. Gregor Blanco in on the left side, and the first pitch of the ball game is outside for ball 1. And Blanco coming in, hitting at 263. And the start in center field, and no home runs. He'll take a strike. And we'll talk a little bit about the foot positioning for Jared Weaver. What's the difference in the middle for him? What is he trying to achieve here?
He was extreme third base side. Now that his pivot foot is more towards the center, it allows him to get that release point out in front a little bit more, so he can go down and into lefties, down and away to righties, especially with that slider. He used to be extreme right here. Now he's more right here with his toe, as we see there.
Swing and a miss. Changed up there, and off balance was Blanco.
And Jared throws across his body. When his free foot lands, he is still over towards the third base side. So this opens him up a little bit more rather than being on the extreme third base side, enabling him to get to that part of the plate. His glove side down and away.
Off the end of the bat, softly hit with the shift on, and that's an infield hit for Gregor Blanco. Nobody over there. So not hit hard at all, but well placed. Runner on here for the D-backs in the first.
And that seemed like he was surprised at the pitch because it really wasn't the best swing. I believe it was an off-speed pitch, and he just cued it, and it happened to go to the left side where nobody was playing.
So Blanco at first base brings up David Peralta. Padres will shift on the right side of the infield, but they'll keep it tight to the infield. Strike over that outside corner. Peralta at 294 with 3 homers and 9 runs batted in.
You know, I think if Jared Weaver could force himself, as we take a look at the defense on the shift, if he could force himself to keep the ball down and get those low calls from Dan Iasonia, he should get some called strikes and also get some grounders as well.
The last couple of days, Peralta has been pinch hitting the last 3 games. And some tightness in his hamstring that took him out of a game last week, but back in the starting lineup here tonight for game 1 of this series. Throw to first, and diving back to the bag safely is Blanco. Last 23 games, Peralta hitting at .358. 8 doubles, a triple, and a home run. He's been one of the hotter Diamondbacks coming into this series. Now he kind of surrounded the plate but missed outside.
Well, there's a handful of D-backs that are just having trouble on the road. What is it? Is it the room service? Peralta hitting 190. Goldschmidt 218. Tomas 196.
They like Chase Field. There's a pop-up in the infield. The shortstop Ibar coming in onto the infield grass to make the catch for the first out of the top of the first inning. Well, our Ram Trucks Tools of the Trade focuses on.
Why not go back and watch Jared Weaver in Chicago on the south side? 35th and Shields to be exact. He made the adjustment on the rubber with his foot and allows him to get outside to the righties on the slider. Why not throw the slider again once you get that feel? And you know, once in a while he's going to hang a pitch. This isn't the one he's going to hang, but sometimes when you hang a slider, you get a swing and miss. When you miss low, you get a double play. There are a couple of sliders that are up in the zone. Guys just can't connect to it.
So 1 out, and Blanco at first base brings up Paul Goldschmidt. 309, 10 homers, and 32 runs batted in. Those are the Goldschmidt numbers you are used to seeing here. I mentioned the road numbers not as good, but overall very impressive. Gives you an idea of how good he's been at home.
Exactly. I mean, it's like softball numbers at home.
Blanco had the infield hit, held on to first base by Myers.
You know,
over there and a little closer this time, but he's back.
Don, I'm going to be honest with you. We mentioned the as we take a look here, is he leaning? Oh, he was twitching a little bit. The home and road splits. I can't come up with an answer. I've even asked coaches, I've asked managers, how do you figure that out? A lot of guys can't come up with an answer.
Now, the comfort of home is definitely
sure
plays a large role, I think. You get used to playing in the same place, and look at his numbers here: 362, 7 homers, 24 runs at Chase Field. Everywhere else, not quite as good. They got to figure that out because, as you mentioned, they got a lot of road games coming up here in the very near future. And it starts here tonight in San Diego. Torey Lovullo during his first year as the manager of this Arizona Diamondbacks team. They've been here since Wednesday. They had a day game at home, came here Wednesday night, and were here yesterday enjoying an off day, and then here tonight for the first of 3 games. That is up and in, and that is ball 4. First walk given up by Jared Weaver. So 2 on with 1 away here for the D-backs in the first inning. And that'll bring up Jake Lamb. We highlighted him off the top in the game tonight. A guy coming in with a 6-game hitting streak and hitting at 283. 9 homers, 29 runs batted in. A 6-game hitting streak, hitting at 458. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs in the 6-gamer.
Jake Lamb likes to pull the baseball, and there you saw the defense. Infield played the pull, even the outfield. A lot of times they'll be pull on the infield, go the opposite way, but Manuel Margot is on the second base side of the second base bag.
He is a threat to go deep. 9 home runs so far for Jake Lamb on the year. And earlier this year, he hit a 481-foot home run against the Rockies, the longest in the majors this season. Tied for 6th longest in Chase Field history. As he takes a pitch down and in. So Weaver will be very careful in dealing with Jake Lamb. Runners go. Lamb swings. Throw goes to third, and he is safe. A double steal here for the Diamondbacks. Blanco takes third. Goldschmidt takes second on the double steal.
Well, it doesn't surprise me because we saw that from the Diamondbacks last time they played them. First and second, getting a good jump. Ooh. like the front foot comes off the bag a little bit and then on it, and then does he stay on it? Yes, he does. Doesn't look like the glove stayed on the runner when he lost contact with that bag.
So 2nd and 3rd now with 1 out, a count of 1-2 to Lamb. He'll foul it back to our left and out of play. In the air to deep right field. A 3-run home run to right field off the bat of Jake Lamb, his 10th of the year. And the Diamondbacks out to a quick 3-0 lead here in the 1st inning against Jared Weaver.
What hurts is that Jared Weaver had him 1-2. And this one he just doesn't bury in enough. The ball leaks over the heart of the plate, and it's definitely elevated, maybe above the belt buckle. And Jake Lamb turns on that 1-2 fastball. Looked like the intent there from Jared was he tried to go 2-seam and start in off the plate to catch that inside corner. Just left it out over the plate.
So 3-0 Diamondbacks have jumped on top. That is home run number 10 of the year for Lamb, and Diamondbacks off to the fast start here tonight. Osmani Tomas will take a breaking ball for a strike. .252, 8 homers, and 29 runs batted in. A single in the infield, a walk, a double steal. And the 3-run home run by Jake Lamb has given the Diamondbacks the 3-0 advantage tonight out of the gate. On the ground, foul outside of 3rd. Well, the home run ball has been a problem for Jared Weaver this year. Did not give him one up in his last outing. And here tonight allows a 3-run shot in the 1st. Is now the 15th home run that he's allowed this year.
And we've talked about it many times, and Jared would say it himself. He's got to rely on location. He's got to pitch backwards. He's got to throw the slider and fastball counts. The 1-2 fastball, if you want to bury it in, you better miss a baseball half in off the plate rather than over the heart of the plate.
This is with the curveball away that time. Ball 4 and his 2nd walk allowed of the inning. So down to first base goes Tomas. We'll check out the strengths and weaknesses for Jared Weaver.
Well, he throws curveball for strikes 85% of the time. Can he throw that one in? It's a fastball count. The weakness, ineffective fastball, 343 average. The opponents are hitting off that fastball, and mainly because of the location. We just saw one here in this inning. And then you see the breakdown as far as velocities for all 4 out of the hand of Jared Weaver.
Now Brendan Drury, the batter, and he'll take strike 1. Drury at 306. 3 homers, 14 runs batted in. 2nd baseman for the Diamondbacks. Pitch 28 of this 1st inning for Weaver, and it's a high drive to left field. Spangenberg going back at the wall. That ball's gone. A 2-run home run for Brandon Drury. The 2nd home run of this 1st inning, and the Diamondbacks have jumped out to a 5-0 lead.
0-1, it just catches too much of the plate.
Home run number 4 of the year for Brandon Drury. And a 5-spot so far here for Arizona. With 1 out in the inning. And Chris Owings now the batter. He bats out of the 7th spot. He has enjoyed Padres pitching so far. And he'll pop it up foul off to the right out of play. Last 4 games for Chris Owings. 6 for 15, a .400 average. 3 homers and 10 runs driven in.
And you look at the way he's swinging the bat. Owings using the whole field.
He's 17, 5 homers, 24 runs batted in. The shortstop for the Diamondbacks. And a liner to center. Margot going back, and it's going to be over his head. In the track of the wall, and Owings will head to second base with a double.
I think Manuel was kind of fooled a little bit by this ball, by the swing. Let's check out the swing of Owings. Looks like a cutter. He went down and got it. Mostly upper body, and then Manuel, he's right there, and he comes, holds his ground for just a split second, tries to get a read on it, and by that time it's too late.
A lot of center fielders will tell you the hardest ball they deal with is the one right at them.
Yeah, you really can't judge it. You know, you can see the swing, you hear the ball off the bat, and like you said, that one that's right at you, it's really tough to gauge the perception of that ball, how it's hit.
Depth perception.
There you go. Yep.
Well, Miguel Diaz first up in the pen for the Padres. They've been trying to stretch him out, and he was warming up first out there. Craig Stammen has been the long guy for the most part here for the Padres. And here's the 8th member of the Diamondbacks to bat in the first inning. It is Jeff Mathis, who will take strike 1. Mathis, 183 coming in, 2 homers and 5 runs batted in. On the ground to second. Solarte throws to first. And that's out number 2. Owings takes third base with now 2 down to the end. And they'll bring up Taijuan Walker, the pitcher, who's now got a 5-0 lead before he takes the hill. And a chance to drive in another. He is 1 for 16 individually at the plate this year for the Diamondbacks. In his 5th major league season, an .080 average during that time. Walking lead off third for Owings. And a fly ball down the right field line. Renfroe going as far as he can towards the stands, and he won't have a play. Runs out of room down there, and a nice catch.
That's why you bring your glove to the yard, right, Don?
Absolutely.
It's a heck of a catch.
That gives Walker another chance here, down in the count 1-2. And a grounder back up the middle into center field. A base hit for Walker. In from third comes Owings. And the Diamondbacks take a 6-0 lead. So the pitcher helping out his own cause here in Taijuan Walker with a base hit to center.
Well, this inning is a classic example of Jared Weaver just catching too much of the plate. The movement didn't help out. The slider wasn't working like in Chicago, and the fastball definitely didn't find the corners.
Tonight, Jared Weaver does not get out of the first inning. Miguel Diaz will be in when we come back. It's been a fast start tonight for the Diamondbacks, on top 6-0 with 2 outs here in the first inning, and into the game is Miguel Diaz.
All right, Miguel Diaz. This has got to be an appearance to where he takes it as if he just got a call prior to the game, and the starting pitcher came down with the flu, and he can't answer the bell. Okay. He did get the call. It was in the bullpen, but still he had plenty of time to get hot. Treat this as if it's a spot start. Now, I'm not saying he's going to go 6 or 7 innings, but maybe he can get a solid 4. His longest outing of the year has been 3 innings. That was against the Milwaukee Brewers. The last time out was against those Brewers, where he went those 3 innings. That was 3 days ago. So he should be well rested. And take this as if, I mean, this is an opportunity for him. Because there's been talk about how Miguel Diaz stretching him out a little bit to where possibly down the road plans for him being a starter.
A chance here for him to work as he deals to Gregor Blanco, and the count evens at 1-1.
And here's the thing I think that Miguel Diaz is going to have to learn. You don't have to, as John Smoltz says, redline every pitch. You can be free and easy, hit your spots. You're still going to throw 95, 96, flip up a breaking ball at a good location, mix in a changeup.
I guess you would expect that for a guy who's now going to be stretching out a little bit, not to have that 96 every time now, because you can't go full max. You got to save some.
Exactly. It's like the reliever, small doses, throws 100, yet he's in the rotation. He's going to be, 90, anywhere from 93 to 96 maybe, right? 93, 95. Once in a while can hump it up.
Book not yet closed on Weaver. He is responsible for Walker at first base. So far in 2/3 of an inning, 6 runs. That's a strike, and a full count down. Big gap out there in right center field with the center fielder Margot over towards left center. Runner goes, and that's ball 4. Third walk of the inning given up by Padres pitching. The first by Miguel Diaz since coming into the game, and that'll bring up David Peralta. Peralta popped out to shortstop for the first out of this first inning, and getting his second at bat against the Padres. 5 games, 8 for 19. Home run and an RBI for Peralta, the Diamondbacks right fielder.
Don, I got to tell you, and the only reason why I say this is because I've experienced it. I've had the ball taken away from me in the first inning. That's not fun. You're embarrassed. You let your teammates down, you feel. That's how hard these guys take it. Everybody takes it hard. That is not easy to do. You feel like a man with no country. You're on an island all by yourself, and it's not a good feeling.
Into right field, a base hit, and it is Walker coming around from second base. Throw from Hunter Renfroe. He is cut off, and another run for the Diamondbacks. They lead it 7-0. So Peralta with an RBI single to right field. In from second is Walker. That run is charged to Weaver. So the book now closed on Weaver. 2/3 of an inning and 7 runs.
And let me say this, as we look at Jared Weaver, don't look at Jared Weaver and think for 1 minute. I don't want to hear anybody say, oh, look at Jared Weaver, he doesn't care. BS. He cares. He cares big time. He's been around the block. He's been in the league 12, 14 years. He's been like this before, but he's a pro. He's not going to go showing disgust in the hey, if he wants to do something privately, sure. But he's sitting there on the bench, wait till the inning's over, and taking it like a true veteran, because everybody's been through it.
Weaver's Weaver's shortest outing, non-injury, start of his career. He did leave an outing May 28, 2012, when he had only thrown 12 pitches before straining his back. And did not record an out that day, but that was due to injury. This is the shortest of his 12-year Major League career. Throw over to first base, and Peralta back to the bag. First and third, 2 down, and Paul Goldschmidt stole a base in this inning and scored a run. He has fallen behind 2-0. Jake Lamb waiting on deck. He hit the first of 2 home runs here in the first inning. This was a 3-run shot and his 10th home run of the year. Now time for the Mini Countryman player profile. And Paul Goldschmidt, MLB leaders with most walks. It's not one guy you want to let beat you. He gets pitched around quite a bit. 34 walks so far in the year. Leading in that category. 3 more than Matt Carpenter. 4 more than Bryce Harper and Brad Miller. Joey Votto always walks a lot for the Reds. Goldschmidt fouls it off, and it's 2-2.
That's being aggressive in the zone and also knowing the strike zone. I mean, let's face it. Paul Goldschmidt, power guy, can hit it a country mile. And when you see that as a pitcher, there are some guys who can be a little tentative. And he knows the strike zone well enough to where he recognizes the pitch away, ball. Fastball trying to peck away, ball. The next thing you know, he's racking up the walks.
In the air foul. 97 that time from Diaz.
You know, I've always been amazed at Paul Goldschmidt. Such a big guy. He's got a short, quick stroke. I mean, short, quick to the baseball. Uses the whole diamond. Foul pole to foul pole. He can tattoo a ball to right center with the best of them. We've seen that with the Diamondbacks being in the division. He can pull a breaking ball. He even chokes up on the bat for a big guy. Just a little bit for a little bit more bat control.
Line down the left field line, a foul ball.
Oh, nice try there. That's all right. You saved it from going into the stands. That's okay. It's good effort. Now, if she doesn't get a glove on this, we're giving you out-of-town scores. It's a good effort.
So it's 2-2. Up and in, almost hit him, and a full count now. And Blanco at third base, Peralta at first base. 7 runs in, 2 down in the inning. Goldschmidt now, Jake Lamb next if we get that far. Miguel Diaz trying to finish off this first inning. Goldschmidt, the 12th member of the Diamondbacks to bat here in the inning. And the payoff pitch. Very high for ball 4. 4th walk of the inning allowed by Padres pitching. Second allowed by Diaz. Darren Balls, the pitching coach, headed out there.
You know, a situation like this, the pitching coach may be telling him, hey, slow it down a little bit. that last one definitely looked like he overthrew it. I mean, it was well out of the zone, not even close. Momentum towards the catcher's glove. Hey, don't worry so much about the runners. You got 2 outs, make a pitch, get a grounder. But up until then, don't try to strike him out on the first pitch.
So bases filled here with Diamondbacks. Blanco at third, Peralta at second, Goldschmidt at first. 2 down in the inning, and Jake Lamb the batter. With a 3-run home run, his first time up. Now he takes ball 1 away at 96. Home run for Lamb, his 10th of the year. Swing and a miss. Changed up on him, and it is a ball and a strike. Lamb had a 3-run shot. And in Drury, a 2-run home run. The 2 home runs allowed by Weaver. Just inside.
Hey, pretty good pitch right there, the changeup. Looked like a pretty good pitch as well.
Little number in front of the plate. It is a foul ball. I just tried to get out there as quickly as he could.
After that visit, Don, from Darren Balsley, looks like Diaz has gone more to that changeup. Maybe he told him, hey, mixing some off-speed stuff, not just throwing the fastball through a brick wall.
60th pitch of this inning is coming up. Two-two pitch, and that's going to be a little bit low. Payoff pitch, bases loaded, and that is ball 4 to walk in a run. Diamondbacks are taking 8-0 lead. 5th walk of the inning allowed by Padres pitching. 3rd by Diaz. Well, Darren Balsley on the phone. More action coming in the pen. My guess is Craig Stammen. We'll see. It is Stammen who is up. Long man for the Padres. Has been over the last couple of weeks. And just starting to warm it up in the pen. Yasmani Tomas will take strike 1. Career 200 hitter in this spot. Does have 1 grand slam on his resume.
I can tell you already the effects of this game on a bullpen.
Tomas now. Drury waiting on deck. He homered last time up. One foul to the screen. Peralta at third, Goldschmidt at second, Lamb at first. 14th member of the Diamondbacks to bat here in the first inning.
And Don, I don't have to tell you how tough this is on the defense as well, right? Being out there for such a long time. All those pitches you were mentioning about.
Strike 3 call, and the inning comes to an end. Diamondbacks score 8 times and take an 8-0 lead. For the first inning, we check out the Padres starting 9, brought to you by Toyota. Manuel Margot leads it off in center field with Corey Spangenberg in left. Will Myers at first base. Got Hervis Solarte at second base with Hunter Renfroe in right field. Ryan Schimpf at third with Austin Hedges doing the catching. Eric Ibar at shortstop and Miguel Diaz batting out of the number 9 spot. On the mound with an 8-run lead is Taijuan Walker.
Well, he's got good numbers against the Padres, and we saw him last time in the desert. The one thing that stuck out was the high fastball. Fastball, curveball, splitter, and he goes up the ladder. And in a situation like this with the 8-run lead, no room for Taijuan Walker to get cute. Just challenge him. It's almost as if, hey, here it is. See how far you can hit it with this lead that he's got.
Manuel Margot to lead it off as the Padres try to chip away. Strike one to Margot. Manuel hitting it. 274 coming in, 4 homers and 13 runs driven in. Padres have work to do. They were talking about the defense waiting around. Taijuan Walker had to wait quite a while his team was scoring 8 runs. He doesn't mind. He did have to wait a long time after his warm-up tosses in the pen. Ran around the bases.
And you know what, as a pitcher, you get anxious. You want to get out there. It's like, okay, guys, okay, guys, enough. Come on, let me go out there. Let's score 4. And in the second inning, you can try to score more.
Fly ball right field. David Peralta out there in right. And he'll make the catch for the first out here at the bottom of the first inning. Let's check out the Diamondbacks defensively behind Taijuan Walker. Left to right across the outfield. Manny Tomas in left, Gregor Blanco in center, and David Peralta in right. Jake Lamb at third, Chris Owings at short, Brandon Curry at second, Paul Goldschmidt at first, and Jeff Mathis doing the catching for Taijuan Walker. So one down, Corey Spangenberg. That's in the 2 spot. Not a bad guy for the 2 spot. Pretty good contact hitter.
He can spray it to the left side down that left field line. And with that said, and a good fastball from Taijuan Walker, try to bury it inside so he doesn't get extended and slap it that way.
Walker coming in with a record of 3-3, 3.91 earned run average into his 9th start of the year. It's a lifetime 2-1 record with a 1.80 earned run average and 3 career starts against San Diego. He's limited Padres hitters to a 136 average. And that's ball 4. Spangenberg aboard with 1 down.
How about the strength of Taijuan Walker? Well, we saw him in Arizona. He gets hitters to chase the fastball, and they did that quite a bit. Up the ladder, to be exact, for the strikeout. And he's ineffective with the slider. Opponent's hitting 348. That's one of the weaknesses. And then the breakdown. Yeah, he's got the good fuzz on the fastball. And he ranges from 90 to 97. You know, 90, 91, 92 can create a little movement on that fastball. And then the 97 is more of like a straight four-seam fastball.
1 down, 1 on. And Will Myers, the batter. 11 home runs, 27 runs batted in. He's got 50 hits on the year, tied for 8th most in the major leagues, tied for 4th in the National League in the hits category. That's a strike over the outside corner. Off a series against the Brewers in which he was 4 for 14 with a home run. Shoots it foul off the end of the bat down the right field line.
All right, I'm gonna motivate the boys. You know what I'm gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
If the Padres, and this is for charity.
Okay.
If the Padres come back and win this game, I will walk from Alpine to the ballpark, Petco Park, and we'll raise some money for charity.
That's strike 3. Myers knew it. Takes with him the first K for Walker. 2 down. So you're going to walk from Alpine, Arizona, all the way to Petco Park in San Diego for how much money?
We'll raise money for charity.
Well, you're going to raise money, not giving out money.
Yep.
Okay. If the Padres come back and win this game,
if they win tonight,
how far is it to Alpine from here?
It's 30 from from the double wide to where I park here. It's 32.5 miles.
Okay. I think you could do it over a series of days.
No, it's one day. Starting, you can walk 30. I can walk 30 miles in one day.
30 miles.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah.
You.
Did you just snort? He just snorted. I'll start at like 6 in the morning.
Finish it Tuesday sometime.
And we'll.
This one is on the ground at third base. Lamb will go to first. We'll discuss. As it's 8-0 Diamondbacks at the end of 1. Nissan. Well, it's on to the second inning of game one of this three-game series between the Diamondbacks and the Padres. And the Diamondbacks have an 8-0 advantage as Miguel Diaz back on the mound again for San Diego, and it's Brendan Drury leads it off here in the second inning. Drury hit a 2-run home run as part of the 8-run first inning for the Diamondbacks. Drury, Owings, and Mathis featured in the inning.
So you don't think I could walk 32 miles?
Oh, no, I think you could. I just don't think. I think the same day is a little lofty as far as your expectations.
You want to make a bet on that I can't do it in one day?
I don't want to see you get sick or hurt. Or
get sick. I'll have plenty of water. I'll have a couple pair of shoes. I'll change some socks. Maybe I'll walk barefoot just for you.
I think we should probably have paramedics in the neighborhood while we do this. I think maybe if you started on a Sunday, it's reasonable to think that you could finish by a Tuesday.
No. One day event.
One day.
We'll get to Petco Park and we'll have a party.
Okay. Are you going to work that night too, or no?
Sure, from a from a gurney.
The other problem is most of that is highway, and you're not supposed to walk on the highway, right? I mean,
there are side streets.
You can do side streets from
Yeah.
Alpine. I think it's probably going to be more than 30 miles then if you don't take the highway.
We'll just take the country road out of.
So it could be more like 50 miles, which could be like Thursday then.
We'll make it happen.
Okay. I'll back you 100%.
Hey, it's all about adjustments.
That's right.
Are you going to follow me along like in a car?
Strike three as Drury strikes out. That's the second strikeout for Diaz. One down here in the second inning.
Hey, went with the fastball. That's a four-seam outside half up the ladder just a little bit. Right around that Arizona on the jersey of Drury. Nice easy motion from Diaz.
One down here in the second inning. Chris Owings. Strike over the outside corner.
You know, one thing also about Diaz I just noticed is that he's very slow and deliberate with his kick leg. He's staying over the rubber and then wow, nice. All right. Pitchers sometimes have a tendency to rush a little bit, and that's when the body gets out in front of the arm. The arm can't catch up. But by staying over the rubber just for an instant, allows him to catch up and then go forward right there, pause a little bit and go.
In the air to right, over goes Renfroe back towards the track, and it is going to one-hop the wall. Renfroe plays the carom, but into second base with a one-out double goes Chris Owings, his second hit of the night.
Saturday on Fox from coast to coast. It's an evening of Major League Baseball as Buster Posey and the Giants take on Matt Carpenter and the St. Louis Cardinals. Saturday at 4 p.m. on Fox.
One out Owings at second base, and it brings up Jeff Mathis. He grounded out to second base in the first inning, 0 for 1. Mathis coming in with a 4-game hitting streak. Mentioned he grounded out his first time, 462 during the 4-gamer for the veteran Diamondbacks catcher. Pops it up. Down from first comes Myers, who will step into foul ground and take care of out number 2 of the inning. So 2 down here in the second inning, and that'll bring up the pitcher Taijuan Walker. Exactly what the Padres need right now. Diaz to log some innings here and go as deeply into this game as he possibly can. Kind of twilight here right now in San Diego. Walker helped out his own cause, an RBI single in the first inning. He come around and score. And a bases loaded walk in the first inning. That's with Owings at second base, 2 down here in the inning. Oh, 2. On the ground up the middle into center field. A base hit coming around from second base is Owings. Here's the throw, and Owings will be out at the plate. Nice play by Hedges. Good throw by Margot, and Owings is gunned down at the plate. You see here the Diamondbacks are going to challenge as the throw from Margot ends the inning. We head to the bottom half of the second inning. That's a Renfroe in his last 5 games. Renfroe has really been settling in. 5 for his last 17 to 294 with 3 home runs and 8 runs batted in. Fresh off a good series against the Milwaukee Brewers.
He has the ability to pull in the off-speed stuff. There's a hanging slider, and we saw in Chicago, and we saw recently here how he goes the opposite way with the best of them. Pitches away and up. He can drive that way to right center field, and when he starts doing that, watch out. The walks have been going up. The first month of the season, I believe, he didn't even draw a walk. Right now, as we speak, 12 base on balls for Hunter Renfroe.
Renfroe, Schimpf, and Hedges to bat here in the second inning. Taijuan Walker, a 15-pitch first inning. Walk and a strikeout. Renfroe, of course, with the walk-off home run in the 10th inning of Game 1 of the 4-game series against the Brewers.
You remember a pitcher by the name of Jim Rooker?
Sure.
Pirates. He went on to broadcast later after his playing career. Did you ever hear the story of Jim Rooker?
I don't believe I have. Did he walk from Alpine to San Diego?
He walked from Philadelphia to Pittsburgh after the Pirates scored 10 in the first. He said, if we don't win this game, I will walk back to Pittsburgh. They ended up losing. And during the offseason, Jim Rooker went to Philly and walked back to Pittsburgh and did not go back on his bet. And he raised tons of money doing it. The game was back on June 8th, 1989. He said on the air, quote, If we don't win this one, I don't think I'd want to be on that plane ride home. Matter of fact, if we don't win, I'll walk back to Pittsburgh. And he did.
So the Padres come back in this game. You are walking from Alpine to San Diego, my friend.
Which is Arizona, essentially.
Alpine, Arizona. It's the last stop, really, before you get to Arizona, right? Pretty much on 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. 8-0 Diamondbacks here with the Padres batting in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
That's a big kid right there, isn't it? Taijuan Walker.
To right field, struck pretty well. Peralta going back onto the track to make the catch in front of the wall. Turned around there, but Renfroe retired for the first out of the 2nd. Tonight's Cold Hard Facts are brought to you by Clean Crisp Coors Light. Coming in, the Diamondbacks. Lowest road ERA, their 3.76 is good for 4th in the National League. Rockies on top of that category, 3.05.
Just can't hit on the road, hitting 205 as a club going into this game.
They can pitch, they cannot hit, but they got to turn that around because they are on the road here for a while. Ryan Schimpf bats with 1 out here in the 2nd inning. Schimpf hit a home run off Taijuan Walker when the Padres were in Arizona. First season series of the year between the Padres and the Diamondbacks. And of course, Schimpf enjoys hitting against the Diamondbacks. 29 of his home runs. 9 of them have been against Arizona. Outside for ball 3. Largely the reason that I chose Ryan Schimpf for pick the stick.
Nice. And I can see that reasoning. You bet. We just saw a 93-mile-an-hour fastball from Walker. I mentioned it earlier. He ranges anywhere from 90 to 97. The ball's got some run to it at 93. When he humps it up, it's more straight.
In the air to right field. Peralta will have room out there. And he makes the catch with the 2nd out. He has handled the first 2 in this inning. And we'll bring up Austin Hedges.
What do you think of the Diamondback costumes tonight?
I'm not a fan of any of their uniforms, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of the charcoal.
Yeah, it's almost Mr. Goodwrench like. Should be like changing the oil underneath a car, right? Hey, you need a new fan belt there, Arcelo.
They have like 9 different uniforms too.
I know.
It's amazing. I don't know how they coordinate it every day.
Remember the Pirates back in the day? They had like 8 different combinations. Well, it looks like he blew a head gasket.
To left, and a liner for a base hit for Austin Hedges. Aboard with 2 down in the inning.
That ball is crushed.
Cleaned it out.
You picked Ryan Schimpf. I took Austin Hedges and picked the stick. So up to this point, Donnie, no points. Mudley, 1 point.
2 down, Hedges at first, and it'll bring up Eric Ibar.
Good swing by the Padre backstop.
Well, looks like that's going to be the night for Miguel Diaz as coming out on deck. Is Matt Caesar to bat for the pitcher spot. If we get that far, maybe he doesn't come out of the game. Stammen is warming in the pen. outside for ball 2, 2-1.
Walker breaking out the curveball.
For ball 4, and down to first base goes Ibar. So the Padres have something going here with 2 down in the inning. Single and a walk after 2 flyouts, and the pinch hitter will be Matt Caesar. Outfield straight away on Caesar. Hedges at second, Ibar at first, Caesar at 238 with a home run, 6 runs batted in.
Hey, first pitch fastball, go to Hacken.
Hedges and Ibar take up the bases right now with 2 down in the inning. And a foul off to the right out of play. Walker at 95 miles an hour. Just joining us, an 8-run first inning for the Diamondbacks, on top 8-0.
Caesar would be a good Scrabble word, wouldn't it?
Check swing, a foul tip, the indication by the home plate umpire. The way he spells it, or the way Caesar spells it?
The way he spells it. Does the ball change direction here? I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
No, I don't think the ball hit the bat at all.
Nope. Home plate umpire Dan Iasanya called it a foul tip.
Changes the at bat.
Ground ball, second base. Brendan Drury will go to first, and that will end the inning. 8-0 Diamondbacks at the end of 2.
Maybe ride some rides. You ready to go have some fun?
All right, let's do it.
Want to play some basketball? Yeah. Let's bet lunch.
Don't choke.
Oh, man. You talked to me while I did my. Oh, no.
Winner.
For more with Corey Spangenberg, plus an all-new Between Two Bases, catch Padres POV presented by Nissan tonight after Padres Live right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
It's on to the third inning. 8-0 Diamondbacks on top, and the top of the order, Gregor Blanco leading it off. Craig Stammen, the new pitcher for the Padres here in the third inning. Stammen has been the long man for San Diego. They're able to get a couple of innings out of Miguel Diaz, which helps.
Helps big time. Craig entering his 15th game. Chance for him to possibly go 2 or 3 innings as well.
Last time he pitched 3 or more innings, you got to go back to 2014 against the Pirates. Did well, 3 innings, just 1 hit, no earned runs. Blanco, Peralta, and Goldschmidt to bat in the inning. Back to the screen and on play. 2-2. Diaz went an inning and a third. Allowed 3 hits. He's charged with 1 run of his own. 3 walks and 2 Ks in his outing. And now Craig Stammen on here for the third inning. 2-2 to Blanco coming up. Strike 3 call, and Stammen strikes out first batter that he faces here in the third inning.
Good start for Craig, the right-hander out of the pen. It's a 2-seam fastball. Comes, hey, little fuzz there too at 95. Straightens him up. Does the old jackknife.
So 1 down, David Peralta. Broken back grounder left side with the shift on. Ibar kind of rounded behind it. His throw in time. Nice play. Got himself in a good throwing position by taking that angle coming in. And there are 2 outs here in the third inning.
MLB.com at bat is your #1 mobile app for live Padres baseball. Stay connected with a fully customizable experience. Get Padres home screen icons. App features as well as game day, live game video highlights, radio broadcasts, StatCast news, and more. Download MLB.com at bat today.
So 2 down here in the third brings up Paul Goldschmidt. He'll take a strike over the outside corner. How tough a job is this right here coming into kind of a mop-up scenario?
You got to keep a positive mindset. You got to act like it's a nothing game. I mean, these guys, Stammen in particular, he's been around the block. He knows exactly how to react in this situation. And with the way the start of the game, you're on red alert, right?
Absolutely.
With the way it started the first inning, you're starting to stretch and you're getting in the mindset to where, hey, I'm going to be in this ball game and it's going to be early.
He's ahead of Goldschmidt and is 0-2. Fouled off to the right out of play.
So I don't think it's tough because they've been in that situation before. It's just, I mean, it's a bummer for everybody involved. But your job is to throw up zeros. Get outs, throw up zeros. Don't think of the score. Hey, we're down by 8 now. I got to concentrate on each individual hitter and throw up a bagel this half inning.
Popped up foul off to the right on play. Play for Goldschmidt to go the other way in the outfield with Margot over towards right center. And a high foul fly down the left field line. He'll get up into the second deck.
That wasn't even a full swing from Goldschmidt. Did you see that?
It was towering. He's a pretty strong guy. Goes chasing, and Stanton has a nice 1-2-3 inning in the third with 2 Ks. 8-0 Arizona.
That is Waldy Peralta of the Cincinnati Reds delivering a pitch to Nolan Arenado. He seems to like it. He puts it over into left field seats. That's his 11th home run of the season, and that launched Colorado to a 12-6 victory over the Reds. And they now have a 2.5 game lead over the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Los Angeles Dodgers as we go into play tonight. And the difference between the Rockies so far this season, guys, is their road record. They are now 14-6 on the road.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. We play along here to the bottom of the third inning. And Wilmar Go leading it off. Second time through the order now for Taijuan Walker. Bunt down the third baseline. The throw is going to be late. Too much speed from Manuel Margot. Nice bunt single. Setting the table here for the Padres in the third inning.
Oh, playing way back, giving him that line, and you know this is a pretty good play by Taijuan Walker. All right, this kid gets to the baseball. As we take a look, the bunt placed perfectly, level bat. Now the race is on. Now Walker, he feels his position pretty well there, and he gets something on that throw. I mean, that was not like a humpback throw over to first base. He had a little fuzz on that throw to first base.
Walker is a pretty big guy. 6'4", 235 pounds is what he's listed as. Very good athlete. We saw him run the bases, and a good bid right there to get Margot. There's Spangenberg batting. He walked in the first inning. One of 2 walks allowed by Walker so far in this outing. Walker jumps ahead here 0-2. Spangenberg now, Myers next as the Padres bat and try to chip away at what is an 8-run deficit here in the bottom of the third inning. On the ground, up the middle, ranging from shortstop as Owens touches second, fires to first. That's a double play. Hard to do with that much speed on the base paths, but the ball was headed towards second, and so was Chris Owings, the shortstop. So he turns the 6-3 double play.
Perfectly placed, struck baseball off the bat of Spangenberg, and in one swift move, the glove, the touch of the bag, starting his throwing motion even before he touches the bag, over to Goldschmidt for the 6-3 double play.
2 down here in the third brings up Will Myers with the bases empty now. Well, a strikeout victim in the first. He went looking. Skip in 1-1. So far, Taijuan Walker has only given up 2 hits in the game. He has walked 2. And had an 8-run lead before he took the hill tonight. Diamondbacks have left 4 men on. The Padres have left 3 on. To Myers. On Hopper out to second base, and Brandon Drury, who throws out Myers and ends the inning. We head to the 4th. Diamondbacks have an 8-0 lead. Baseball brought to you by your San Diego County Lexus dealers, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. By Sequan Casino, sign up for the Padres Club Card today. And by your Jerome's Furniture, proud sponsor of the best seats in the house.
Well, today was the 17th annual Star Pal Luncheon, Celebrity Waiter Luncheon. It's really a great event. And for all the people that went there, thank you very much for your support. But Star Pal, Police Athletic League, PAL. STAR is an acronym as well. Sports Training, Academics, Recreation, Police Athletic League, nonprofit. Provide over 10,000 youth services annually in inner city neighborhoods throughout the city and county of San Diego. It's a great event. They offer free educational, athletic, and recreational programs with focus on promoting youth safety, positive life choices, academic success. And the officers that are involved with the kids, actually San Diego Police and County Probation Department officers. So it's really good. We heard a testimony from a kid today named John, and how he was a youngster and how the Star Pal organization helped him make good choices and put him in the spot where he is today. It's just a really feel-good luncheon, and the celebrity waiters, you know, like if you're my celebrity waiter, hey Orsillo, go get me my lunch if you would please. Well, you would say, well, make a donation to Star Pal. So people donate $5, $10, $20. Hey, you know, I want some dessert. Well, it's going to cost you, and all the money raised goes to Star Pal.
That's great.
Yeah, it's
I heard
really
you did a
good.
great job emceeing that
Oh, well,
luncheon
thank you.
today.
It's a lot of fun.
Who were some of these celebrity waiters that were there?
Some of the Padres were there today. Craig Stammen was there today. We had Shelley Zimmerman, the police chief of San Diego. Mayor Faulkner was there. A lot of people in the media were there. From the media, Marcelle Margot was there with her camera, getting some insight from some of the people. Some Padre people there. Eric Rupner, Alexis Fowler, Mrs. Fowler was there. Wayne Partello was there. Rhonda Cedillo was there from the Padres, so they had a table.
In the air to shallow right. Renfroe coming in. I thought I saw Hunter Renfroe. Was he there?
Hunter Renfroe was there as well, yes.
So he was one of the waiters.
Yes, he was.
Outstanding.
Yep.
2 down here in the 4th inning. That'll bring out Brandon Drury. Strikeout to fly out takes us to Drury.
And if you want to learn more about it, you know, tell a friend or yourself, just go to Star Pal website and get involved in some way, shape, or form. Raised $160,000
today. Wow. That's awesome.
Nice. And their goal is $200,000. So doesn't mean they have to raise all that today, but they're, you know, in the process of during the course of the summer to raise that much money for the youth.
2 down, 5 in a row, retired by Craig Stammen. And Drury fouls it back to the screen, down 0-2. So far, Stammen has been what the doctor ordered. These 5 Diamondbacks retired them all, 3 by way of the K.
What did you do today? Besides
Actually,
eat.
I packed today for the
Did
trip.
you?
Yes.
I packed last night. Yesterday, actually.
The entire bag is packed, ready to go to New York and to Washington. It's quite an ordeal to pack. It really is. I mean, you have to match the
I don't look forward to it.
combinations, the suit combinations. And the 6 games is really 7 games because you get the game here on Sunday before you go. There's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Two. It's fouled down the right field line like you. For every suit that I bring 2 combinations. So that means 2 shirts, 2 different ties to the 1 suit that'll be worn twice on the trip. So
You know what? I like that philosophy. I
Yeah.
like the way you pack. It really makes sense.
Been doing it a while. Not that I'm good at it or anything, but at least I have a plan. I have a formula.
I bring like 4 blazers and like just 7 games, 7 shirts.
Seems like you bring
I
like
pack
a bunch of ties.
I bring like 20, 25 ties.
Wow.
Full wins or not.
4
You go with
strikeouts.
the Donnie knot or the Nicky knot?
Donnie knot. lead over the Padres. Time now for our San Diego fans of the game. Having a good time here tonight at Petco Park in San Diego.
Kids wearing a Lake Elsinore Storm hat there, holding the banner, the Padre and his friends getting in on the action.
I like the banner.
Yeah.
That was the logo when?
Gosh, I want to say, you know what? I want to say that was like either their mid or late 2000s.
Okay.
Maybe even a little later. 2010-ish, give or take a couple.
Hervis Solarte leading it off here in the 4th inning. Solarte, Renfroe, and Chimp. On the ground, softly hit. Walker's going to go cover the bag. It was a good move. As he let Goldschmidt cover that baseball, and he runs to the bag, and they retire Solarte for the first down at the bottom of the 4th inning. So 1 down, and that'll bring up Hunter Renfroe. A little extra time. Jake Lamb came in to race over to first base. Renfroe 0 for 1, hit one to the warning track in the 2nd inning to right field. David Peralta was back there in front of the wall to make the catch.
He had the right idea on that one, didn't he? We talked about him hitting home runs and wearing out right center field. Just got under it a little bit too much, but put a good swing on it. Good eye, good recognition on that changeup. Let the slider go by, pitch previously, and then spin on that changeup for a hitter's count at 2-1.
Little number out in front of the plate. Out is the catcher Mathis. Throws out Renfroe, 2 down. It's time now for our Arco top tier player profile. Taijuan Walker's profile. Highest strikeout to walk ratio against the Padres. Number 24 for Taijuan Walker. They'll be active leaders in that category. Not even close. Way ahead of Jordan Zimmerman in that category.
Yeah, within the division, right? He pitched for Seattle. They were the natural rival prior to this year, so
lots of opportunity.
Right.
Schimpf flied out to right field his last time up. 0 for 1. Lines one, foul down the right field line.
Hey, Rusty Staub's here tonight in a Padre uni. Le Grand Orange.
Bit high, and it's 2-2 now to Ryan Schimpf. The check he did not, and it's a full count. So Schimpf, who walks a fair amount, here with a full count with 2 down in the 4th inning. Walker has walked 2, and he has struck out a batter through 3 2/3 innings. And that's ball 4. Ryan Schimpf going down to first base. A 2-out walk, 3rd walk allowed by Taijuan Walker. Well, the day after the Padres score 5 or more runs, get 50% off any regular menu price online order at papajohns.com. Enter promo code Padres5.
What do you like on your pizza?
Extra sausage. 2 down in the inning. Why do you ask me that all the time?
I
You know
think
the
it's
answer.
funny.
You know the answer.
There are some things that never get old, and that's one of them.
You know, one thing I'm noticing up here too is that like you have a buffet going on over here on your side of the booth. We got. I mean, there's so much stuff over here, and I just noticed all the food. I'd not noticed food before, but you like
Just snacks.
It's like you're squirreling them away for some other time or something. Like we're going to be stuck in this booth for a while or something.
Always have to prepare. You got to be a Boy Scout.
We got bars. We have peanut butter crackers. Like you just came from school. More bars. There are some crayons up here too. Multicolored pens.
Oh, look at you. You got your multicolored.
I have two. You have like, this one does 4 things. Green, blue, red. Swing and a miss, and striking out is Austin Hedges. 8-0 Diamondbacks.
Rangers and Tigers getting after it over at Tiger Stadium. That's Joey Gallo going ultra deep into the right field seats. That is his 13th home run of the season. Rangers go on to beat the Tigers 5-3, and the Rangers are now on a 10-game winning streak after a sluggish start. They're coming on strong, guys. Still 6.5 games behind the Astros, but looks like the Rangers are getting on track, guys.
All right, Scan, thanks very much. It seemed like they started to get on track against the Padres when we were there, and they've been rolling ever since as Chris Owings stands in. And it's a ground ball up the middle by the dive of Solarte at second base into center. And Owings on to begin things here in the 5th inning, his 3rd hit. 2 doubles and now a single for Chris Owings. That's the first batter to reach against Craig Stammen in this game. Stammen had retired the first 6 Diamondbacks that he faced, but gives up a hit to Owings, and here is Jeff Mathis. 0 for 2. Popped up foul off to the right out of play. 0-2.
You know, prior to that 10-game winning streak, the 9-game streak for the Tigers, they outscored their opponent 59-24. Talk about scoring some runs. Is Miggy going to go on the DL and cut that oblique?
Yeah, I think so.
Victor Martinez is going to go on paternity leave, so there's 2 key elements there that's going to be out for a while. For the series, at least. Good pitch.
Strike 3 call. That's the 5th strikeout for Stammen.
Well, that's what working ahead and creating a little movement will do. On your way to 5 strikeouts. Two-seamer. Starts on the outer half and ends up outer third. Frozen pizza. Jeff Mathis.
Taijuan Walker getting his 3rd plate appearance. He's 2 for 2, 2 singles. And he'll take strike 1. Singled and scored in the 1st, singled in the 2nd inning. He had 2 hits prior tonight, 2 for 2 tonight. Fly ball left field. Spangenberg coming in towards the line, running on a slant. Will make the catch, 2 down. Top of the order now, Gregor Blanco coming up. Spending the last 5 years as a San Francisco Giant. Seems strange to see him here in a Diamondbacks uniform, but here he is. Single, walked, and struck out tonight. He was the first batter that Stammen faced coming into the game back in the 3rd inning.
Nice first pitch changeup right there by Craig. See, he starts with the changeup grip, then he will adjust accordingly in his glove to what pitch he's going to throw. Another one.
Center fielder Margot, step or 2 towards left center, gap out in right center. And a 1-1 to Blanco. 92, but downward action there from Stammen. Good downward plane.
And the lower that pitch, the more movement. You leave that up in the zone, it's going to straighten out. It's easier to hit. It'll somewhat kind of stay on the same plane, and it doesn't have that tilt to it. Slider. Fastball. Curveball, fastball, changeup, fastball, slider.
Foul down the left field line into the seats.
Phillies beat the Pirates 7-2. Rockies won big too. They scored 12 runs today. Oakland and Boston are tied in the 7th at 2.
1-2 to Blanco. And that is strike 3. Craig Stammen looking good tonight. Halfway through this game, Diamondbacks have an 8-0 lead. The lead as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It's time now for the Unlimited Baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Alexi Amaristo, 3-run home run. 8-run 6th inning for the Rockies. They beat the Reds, and Turner ends up in the DL for the Dodgers. Bob mentioned earlier, 10th win in a row for the Rangers. Out to left field, and the left fielder, Tomas, makes the catch on Eric Ibar for out number 1. Mark Grant's going to tell us what we can and cannot do with the picture.
Well, Donald, this copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the San Diego Padres and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Diego Padres.
Well, Craig Stammen, who has thrown 36 pitches in this game, is going to stay in the game. And why not? He's pitching great. He has struck out 6 since coming into the game, giving up only 1 hit. Here he is at the plate. Down 0-2.
I don't know if Craig Stammen came to the ballpark tonight and knew that on the menu innings was going to be on the menu. Eat up some innings. Having as an hors d'oeuvre and a main course. But maybe even inning for dessert.
On the ground, back to Walker. He'll run a little bit, flip underhanded for out number 2 of the inning.
Tomorrow on FS1, NASCAR's biggest stars lay everything on the line for $1 million in the Monster Energy Series All-Star Race. Action starts at 1:30 Pacific with qualifying. Then the All-Star Open at 3, followed by All-Star Race at 5 Pacific. It all happens tomorrow on FS1.
2 down here in the 5th, and it brings up Manuel Margot. Margot fly to right in the 1st, had a bunt single in the 3rd. And has one of 2 Padres hits in the game. They're belonging to Austin Hedges, who singled back in the 2nd inning. .76 pitchers right now for Taijuan Walker with 2 outs in the 5th. And a breakdown for him, 45 strikes, 31 balls. Down the right field line, but foul.
Brooke Shillelagh, I think.
He's got to get a new one. He runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Diamondbacks. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Padres. To center field. Blanco is coming in on the sinking liner to make the catch that ends the inning. To the 6th we go, 8-0 Diamondbacks. A huge first inning for the Diamondbacks. Jake Lamb hits a 3-run home run that gets his scoring started. Brandon Drury would follow up with a 2-run home run of his own. Part of an 8-run first inning for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He sent 14 men to the plate, scored 8 times. And chased Jared Weaver from the game tonight. Weaver lasted 2/3 of an inning, 7 runs. Miguel Diaz came in for an inning in the third, allowed 1 run. And Craig Stammen has been in ever since, and he has been terrific in the first 3 innings of his outing. He has struck out 6, given up only 1 hit. As David Peralta leads it off and chops it foul outside of first.
He is pounding the zone. He's getting ahead and continuing to do that. 0-2 to Peralta. First pitch fastball, second pitch curveball. Now opens. Oh, look at that ratio there. 31 strikes and 7 balls.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Peralta will be followed by Goldschmidt and Lamb here in the 6th inning for Arizona. Tap foul. We'll do it again. 2-2. Diamondbacks starting the day 2 games back of the Rockies in the National League West. 24-18 on the season so far for Arizona. More along the lines, I think, of what they expected the Diamondbacks to do last year. That's what they're doing this season. In the air to right field. Struck well. Renfroe going back, and that ball is gone. 3rd home run of the night for the Diamondbacks. David Peralta takes it out of the yard, his 4th of the year. And the Diamondbacks take a 9-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, David Peralta, he gets to this pitch quickly. That ball, if taken, probably a ball. See how he gets his hands in and gets to that so quickly and puts a charge into it? That's some good hitting right there. Almost as if he was maybe guessing, anticipating a fastball in, as he talks to Dave Magadan, the hitting coach for the Snakes.
Strike over the outside corner to Goldschmidt. And he's down 0-2. Stammen trying to bounce back after allowing the home run here to lead off the top of the 6th inning. On the ground foul outside of 3rd.
Pretty good ratio, first pitch strikes. 12 out of 12.
One-two pitch. And a bounce in. 2-2. More action in the Padres pen. Kevin Quackenbush up in the pen.
By the way, you and I talked with Quack before the game today in the dugout. Better attitude than he is possessing right now.
Outstanding.
And this is his 4th trip, right, up and down this year.
Yep. We're not out of May yet.
And last year it was 5 times?
I think so.
And it's already been 4, and we're only on May 19th. And I tell you what, he basically said, nothing I can say about it. So I'm just going to go down and do my job and Hopefully be back. That's his attitude. You got to love it. Love Quack.
2-2 pitch coming up here to Goldschmidt. And he strikes out looking. 7 strikeouts now for Stammen. 1 down here in the 6th inning.
You've heard of Fox Sports Go, right, Don?
I have.
Well, Padre fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Don't roll your eyes at me. Presented by your San Diego County Toyota dealers. Download the app and take Padres baseball wherever you go. Oh, like you never mess up a read.
What did I say? I didn't say anything. Wow. Jake Lamb. 7 strikeouts. His career high is 8. Well, the home run in the first hit a 3-run shot, a walk in the first also. Did he go? They'll check at third base. No, says Brian Gorman. And now Tomas waiting on deck here for the Diamondbacks. Missing inside. Diamondbacks adding a run in the top half of this inning so far on the home run by David Peralta. Now a slow roller down the first baseline foul. And Stammen is going to pick that up to make sure. It looked like it was going to spin back.
Yeah.
A lot of spin on it.
And did you see Lamb? He didn't quit. He kind of turned it on a little bit.
2/3 of the way down the line. 55th pitch of his outing coming up here for Stammen with Quackenbush warming in the pen. A long relief guy giving you some long relief tonight. We'll count down to Jake Lamb, who already has walked once in this game and struck out.
You know, this is a 2-seam fastball that just misses off the corner inside. I wouldn't be surprised if Stammen goes to a changeup here. He's throwing a few tonight. Or a well-located fastball.
To the curveball.
Heads up, Scan. That's a tall drink of water down there, Bob Scanlon. Isn't it? That is a big human being. He can touch, actually, his wingspan, foul pole to foul pole. When he stands out on second base, he can touch each foul pole.
Fly ball struck well to center field. Mark going a full sprint back at the wall. He'll leap and that ball's gone into the bullpen. Second home run of the inning. Jake Lamb's second home run of the night. And the Diamondbacks making it even 10 on top, 10-0.
Well, it's full count, and it's a changeup, and it's left up right at the belt buckle. And I tell you what, Jake Lamb does a nice job of staying on this ball long enough. He didn't drift towards the mound, kept his hands, kept his body back, and attacked for the home run.
So Stammen, after 57 pitches, heads off here. Pitching change. Diamondbacks on top, 10-0. Jake Lamb, who has not 1 but 2 home runs in this game. A 3-run shot, part of the 8-run first inning. And more recently hits a home run here in the 6th inning. A solo shot this time for Lamb. 2nd of the night, 11th of the year. Ends up in the Padres pen out there. Diamondbacks have a 10-0 lead here with 1 out in the 6th inning. Craig Stammen leaves. Kevin Quackenbush comes into the game.
Got his first loss of the season yesterday.
Back up the middle into center field, and a base hit by Yasmani Tomas. Not waiting around. He jumps on that first pitch from Kevin Quackenbush.
That game was against Milwaukee when the Brewers were in town. He pitched an inning, gave a couple hits and a couple of runs. I mentioned that his call-up, being the 4th call-up of the season, was on Tuesday from El Paso, AAA affiliate of the Padres.
One out. Tomas at first base and brings up Brandon Drury. Drury hit a home run of his own in the first inning, a 2-run shot. Since then, striking out twice, both times swinging. 1 for Miguel Diaz and 1 for Craig Stammen. Drops in there for a strike. Quackenbush, the 4th arm used tonight by Andy Green. Slap foul off to the right, out of play. Weaver, Diaz, Stammen, and now Quackenbush in this one for the Padres. Total of 4 home runs in the game for the Diamondbacks. Evens up at 2-2. Swing and a miss. Lunging after that pitch and striking out is Brandon Drury. First strikeout for Quackenbush. 2nd out of the inning. Well, the next Padres baseball night in San Diego is Saturday. That is tomorrow when the Padres face the Diamondbacks at 7:10. All fans in attendance will receive a Padres fedora presented by Cox. Grab your tickets at Padres.com, and it is a good-looking fedora. Right there. This is what you get if you come to the ballpark tomorrow night. Very nice. The logo on the side. So you got to come out here tomorrow for game 2 of the series to get one. You okay? So 2 down here in the inning. It brings up Chris Owings.
I like him.
You boxed the last promo, so I think the.
I got demoted.
Well, for now, I think it's going to sit you down for a little while. There's a chopper to third as Schimpf plants and throws in time to retire the side, but 2 more runs for the Diamondbacks. They lead at 10-0. Go presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by Honda. Great deals are waiting for you now at your local Honda dealer. By Petco, your complete pet store with all the services you need. And by Papa John's Pizza. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's, proud partner of the San Diego Padres. It is 10-0. Diamondbacks have the lead. To the bottom of the 6th inning we go. 80 pitches deep is Taijuan Walker. Spangenberg hits it on the ground to Drury. We're out number 1 at the bottom of the 6th inning. As Calso has taken over at first base for Paul Goldschmidt. Cardinal. There's Will Myers with 1 away here in the 6th inning. Myers 0 for 2. He struck out looking and grounded out to second base. Four in a row retired by Taijuan Walker, who's going to work on his right cleat. Just tied that shoelace and now good to go.
So now Walker goes from somewhat the first base side. He's not really in the middle. He probably goes a little bit towards the first base side of the pitcher's rubber. So we can get that angle down and into the right-handed here, like a Will Myers, but it's a straight shot, more of a straight shot, down and away on that outside corner. Gosh, I would have moved all the way over here. That's where I would have went. If I had to do it all over again.
Where were you, in the middle?
Right in the middle, because that's the way I was taught. You have success there, right? You go through high school, you go through the minor, you have success, so you know it's tough to change because you're stubborn.
Myers reaches out and pokes one foul.
If you were pitching, where would you go?
All the way to the right.
All the way to third base?
Third base side.
Really?
Yep. I went on the right-handed. I want to get as far over as possible. So it looks like the ball is coming behind you as a hitter.
As a right-handed hitter.
Right. Fly ball struck pretty well to deep right center field. Peralta going back at the wall. He leaps and he makes the catch in right. Amazing catch by Peralta. He timed the leap and he makes the grab. Much appreciated by Taijuan Walker. That's Peralta out there.
You have got to be cartooning me. I didn't think he was. Wow. That is one incredible catch. Timing is everything, and he timed. Flash look. Wow. Went up. And Taijuan Walker, you bet. Wow. Even Jeff Mathis was clapping behind home plate.
Myers thought he had his 12th home run of the year. Not the case.
Not bad for a former pitcher, right?
Yeah. So 2 down here in the 6th inning. Marte with a foul tip into the catcher's mitt for strike 3. Through 6 innings, 10-0 Diamondbacks.
Boston Red Sox getting the most out of their acquisition during the offseason. Chris Sale absolutely nasty against Tampa Bay. He ends up punching out 10 batters in this ball game, and that ties the Major League record of most consecutive games with 10 or more strikeouts. That's his 8th time he's done it in a row, and it's a pretty impressive list. He's the only active guy on the list. Names like Pedro Martinez and many others, but looking to make Major League Baseball history, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Scan. As this one fouled down the right field line off the bat of Jeff Mathis. There's the list that Bob Scanlon was talking about. Pedro Martinez with 8. Chris Sale at 8 back in 2015. He has matched it again. Randy Johnson, Pedro again, and Nolan Ryan.
That is some serious dealing right there. And you know what the amazing thing about that is? Think about it. You strike out 10, 8 games in a row. The pitch count goes up, and it's back to back. It's start after start after start after start for 8 starts. Doesn't seem to lose anything. I guess my point is. Still sharp, still effective.
Quackenbush has been in this game since the last inning of the final 2 outs of last inning. Back out there here for the 7th. Chop to short, and Ibar plays a high hop. Throw in time. So Arte now at first base too, by the way. As he takes over at first, Corey Spangenberg moving from left to second base. And Alan Cordova coming into the game in left field for the Padres. With 1 out here in the 7th inning, the pinch hitter Nick Ahmed coming up here in the place of Taijuan Walker. Through 90 pitches tonight. Leaves with a chance to get his 4th win of the year. Came in at 3-3 individually. Ahmed takes strike 1. Good breaking ball from Quackenbush. .253, 4 homers, 11 runs batted in for Ahmed. Pokes it foul, 0-2. Ahmed now with Gregor Blanco waiting on deck, and Diamondbacks batting here in the top of the 7th inning, doing the bulk of their damage in the first. Scored 8 times in the first, added 2 more last inning in the 6th. Line to left, and that ball is going to get down and head for the left field corner. Cordova over to play it, but into second base with a pinch hit double is Nick Ahmed.
The ball kind of got in on him a little bit, but Ahmed's quick to that baseball for the double. You know, earlier we were talking about positioning on the pitcher's plate, as it's labeled in the official rule book. And Bob Scanlon, I ask you, where did the big right-hander place himself?
I was way on the right-hand side, over on the third base side. I was on the absolute opposite side of the rubber. I wanted the maximum amount of angle against the right-hand batter, exactly like Don was talking about. And that's the way I was taught. You know, you're a right-hander, you want to get that angle against the right-hand batter, especially on the breaking ball. Get to that far side. In fact, that was so extreme. I had umpires on several occasions tell me that not enough of my foot was on the rubber to be able to deliver the pitch.
Wow.
Well, any part of the foot just needs to be in contact.
So if that's not a testimony for pitching on the first base side, I don't know what is. Because we all know how my career went.
There's a little pop-up foul backing out of play.
I did try moving over at one point in my career. Just never felt that comfortable.
Yeah. And like I said, for me, I went from the middle, right? And it's all about comfort. It's what you're used to doing for so many years.
You never messed with it, Mud? You didn't slide one side or the other?
No, I never did. And I wish I had.
What else do you wish you'd tried pitching? Any pitches that you wish you'd
Yes, Cersei knuckleball.
There's a pop-up left side of the infield. Ibar back at third now. Will make the catch for the second out. Is this something you flirted with or something you could actually throw?
I never threw in a game, but my last year in Des Moines in '95, I'd like play catch with it in the outfield, and then throw it like a bullpen. I'd throw my normal bullpen, then try to throw some knuckleballs. It just never had the feel for it.
So you didn't call up Charlie Huff and make a special lesson with him or anything?
No, that would probably be the smart thing to do. And I mean, there's a guy here tonight, Tom Candiotti, who does Diamondback radio, who extended his career, gosh, another 8 years probably. 8-10 years in the big leagues. Maybe more by developing that knuckleball. I would have thrown from more arm angles. I would have mixed up my arm angle more.
With the knuckleball?
No, without throwing the knuckleball. I'm talking about just right in general. Yeah.
Stuff you wish you had tried.
Yeah.
On the outside corner.
I actually did try the sidearm thing for half a season, Bud.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Consistently every pitch?
Yeah, I pitched that way for about 2 or 3 months.
How'd it go?
Not very well, to the point where I just finally had to pull the ripcord on it. And the organization wasn't too happy about it because they had wanted me to go sidearm. But I just knew I wasn't getting anybody out, and it was my career. I said, you know what, if you guys need to release me, but I'm going back over the top. And I did, and a year and a half later I was in the big league, so you never know.
It's outside. It's ball 4 to David Peralta. So down to first base with 2 down, 2 on here now for the Diamondbacks. And Daniel Descalso coming up here now, his first plate appearance after taking over defensively for Paul Goldschmidt.
How about going like full extreme like Chad Bradford?
He would almost drag his knuckles on the mound.
Yeah, literally.
Like Mike Myers style?
Yeah.
So 2 down and 2 on.
So I tried it one time doing flat ground before the game, and I literally fell over. My body got too far over that I lost my center of gravity and ended up on the ground. I said, that's probably not going to work. Put that one on the shelf.
Yeah, really.
That's a strike, and it's 1-1. Ahmed at second, Peralta at first, 2 down here in the 7th. And a foul off to the left out of play. If I made a request, would you be offended?
Not at all.
Do you think you can put your shoes on?
Do you realize I've had them off for 4 innings?
Yes, I do.
No, you didn't.
I just can't take it anymore.
No.
Hey, Don, one question. Did he keep him on his side of the line?
Actually, you know what, Scan? They're on his side of the line, but the smell is not. It's coming over here.
I've had them off for 4 innings, and you didn't even know until you noticed now.
There's no odor barrier there?
No.
Oh.
So bad.
Oh, somebody opened up a bag of chips?
Salt and vinegar. Popped up foul off to the left.
You know, Don, you got to get him a little litter box or something. He can put his shoes in there.
I need to get him some soap, I think.
I showered today.
With soap. I think part of the problem is you probably can't reach your feet.
Oh, okay.
2-2. Check swing. Did he go? They'll check. No, he did not.
It's getting vicious up there, guys. I'm kind of glad I'm down here in the camera well.
Scan, I think you should be up here to experience it.
It's not safe.
It's
Hey, Mud had a hard day. He did a great job at that event today, emceeing and everything. Way to go, Mud.
Thanks.
Payoff pitch. And it's fouled off.
I think that's bad. Wait till he walks 30 miles from Alpine to the stadium.
That does the game.
Hey, speaking of feet, real quick, Scan. The first time I discovered shower shoes is when I signed up pro ball. We never wore shower shoes in high school in the shower, right? So you get to pro ball, and that was one of the first things that manager said, you got to buy shower shoes. What are shower shoes? Scan, how about you?
Same thing.
Yeah, I never heard of the things.
Calling up my agent, asking him for shower shoes. I ended up having to go over to the local Kmart and just buying a pair of the cheapest little flip-flop thongs I could find.
Yeah. Now the things you learn in pro ball.
And bases loaded, 2 down. Another walk here, and it brings up Jake Lamb.
Try paying clubhouse dues in A-ball when you're getting about $10 a day meal money.
Now bases loaded here, 2 down. And Jake Lamb, the batter. It's a big night. Yates up in the pen. Check swing. Did he go? No, says Brian Gorman, the crew chief.
Hey, Mud, I was trying to live on that $10 a day also. So I'd go to the buffet in Spartanburg, South Carolina, the Strawberry Patch every day. And the buffet was like $2.75. And I was leaving a 50-cent tip. And finally my manager calls me over and goes, hey, Bubba, you got to leave $1 at least.
To first, and Solarte will tag the back. 10-0 Diamondbacks. With the Padres as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. It's now time for the Bill Howe play of the game. David Peralta robbing Will Myers of what could have been a home run. Now to right field, timed his lead perfectly and made the catch right at the top of the wall. And brings it back in. What a catch out there for David Peralta, the play of the game. And certainly appreciating his Taijuan Walker. The rest of his team when he got to the dugout. Peralta back in right field as we head into the bottom of the 7th inning. Renfroe, Schimpf, and Hedges scheduled to bat in the inning. Randall Delgado takes over.
His 15th game and a strike thrower. Only 4 walks in those innings pitched, so he's going to come right after you. He's got 17 wins as a reliever for the Diamondbacks. Ranks 3rd in that category all time.
Another good outing tonight for Taijuan Walker against the Padres. 6 shutout innings. He allowed 2 hits. Walked 3, struck out 3. And through 90 pitches. Changes here as Ahmed takes over at shortstop after he pinch hit. That is strike 3. Hunter Renfroe strikes out, first down at the bottom of the 7th inning. One down brings up Ryan Schimpf. Fly to right in the 2nd, walked in the 4th inning. Schimpf now hedges on deck. Padres batting here in the home half of the 7th inning. Yeah, tough night tonight with the Diamondbacks scoring 8 times in the 1st inning. And add 2 more in the 6th. Total 4 home runs in this game for Arizona. Well, 3-0 to Ryan Schimpf. You're talking about Delgado not walking many. He's falling behind here, 3-0. Ball 4, and Ryan Schimpf has walked for the 2nd time today. The registration is now open for the 2017 Padres Pedal the Cause, happening November 11th and 12th at Petco Park. Padres Pedal provides opportunities for everyone to get involved to help cancer. Learn how you can participate or register to ride at padres.com/pedal. Great event, and we look forward to that in the offseason in November. And last year I know you trained for it. Did you end up doing it last year?
Couldn't make it.
Couldn't make it. Well, maybe this year.
It is a great cause. A lot of participation as well. A lot of people getting involved.
Hedges lifts one out to left field. Yasmani Tomas coming in, and he'll make the catch for out number 2. Bring up Eric Ibar. So Walker's 6 shutout innings, only allowed 2 hits. Padres being out hit in this game 13-2. Ibar has walked and flied out to left as he takes strike 1. Delgado coming in, leading the National League with a 13 1/3 inning scoreless streak right now. And he jumps ahead of Ibar, 0-2. Last year appeared in a career high 79 games. Most ever appearances for a reliever in Diamondbacks history. It's 86 appearances back in 2003 by Oscar Villarreal.
Wow, I would not have guessed that. I would have guessed somebody like Mike Koblov.
86 in 2003. Still 79 games. That's a lot. Randall Delgado a year ago. There's Brad Hand for the Padres, 82 appearances.
Remember that was the subject, going from the starting rotation to the bullpen, and Delgado has made that transition.
Ibar strikes out, 10-0 D-backs.
Lewis, and Eduardo Nunez would deliver some trouble going off the wall drive in a pair.
Mike, you think about the Giants, you know they're going to go on a run. It's been such a difficult year for them, and they are going to go on a run because you know Bruce Bochy is going to get them going on.
Well, St. Louis has been playing well, but tonight the Giants win 6-5 when Mark and I see on Padres Live, the postgame show, which will be brought to you tonight by Cox Communications. We're going to run down what's happened around the league of great importance to you. Also, take a look at what happened to the Padres here early in this ballgame. Things got off the rails very quickly, so we're going to hear from Andy Green, plus a whole lot more preview of POV, which will follow us immediately tonight as well. So let's get back up now to Don Orsillo and Mark Grant.
All right, Mike and Mark, thanks very much. The Padres will move on to pitcher number 5 of the night, Kirby Yates, into the game.
Well, Kirby's been throwing the ball extremely well. Yet to allow an earned run in his 8 appearances, 7 1/3 innings. Kind of a short armor, kind of sneaks up on you. A little deception there as he enters his 9th game.
Yasmani Tomas leading it off. Entirely new batteries. Luis Torrens, who started the game yesterday for the Padres, in there as the catcher. He will bat now in the 9 spot. And the pitcher now bats in the 7th spot in the order, where Austin Hedges was. Tomas has walked, struck out, flied out to right, and last time up single. He's got one of the 13 Diamondbacks hits.
Yeah, I got to give a shout out. Guess who's watching in Flagstaff, Arizona?
Flagstaff, Arizona.
Our telecast.
Probably your son Andrew.
Northern Arizona. My son Andrew and his teak buddies are sitting around the idiot box having some social sparklers and watching Padre baseball, listening to your tired act. They got Matt, Evan, Logan, Ray, and Trevor
hanging out.
And Andrew.
Nice.
Just living the life of Ryan.
Congratulations to Andrew, who just graduated.
Thank you. Yeah, he's fired up. Very proud of him.
Now, is he going to leave college at any point, or is he just going to
coming
stay there?
Coming back next week.
Oh, he is? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
Thought maybe he was going to stay there for a while.
As much as he loves Flagstaff, I mean, he just absolutely fell in love with it. And if you've never been to Flagstaff, you get a chance, you should go.
Heard great things.
Oh, it's outstanding. He's a lumberjack.
One-two pitch. And a check swing. Didn't go. Tomas has pretty good power of his own. 8 home runs.
It's weird. Talked to Kirby when he first got over here and saw him pitch a couple times. His fastball is actually a 4-seamer, but it's got 2-seam action run on it.
By the mound, kicks out towards Spangenberg. His throw in time to get Tomas for the first out of the 8th inning. Yeah, it acts like a 2-seamer. We thought it was a 2-seamer.
I thought it was. And then he offsets his 4-seamer a little bit to throw his slider, so he can get the pull on those seams to get that slider rotation.
So 1 out here in the 8th inning brings up Brandon Drury. With a 2-run shot in the 1st inning, 4th home run of the year. Since then, he has struck out 3 times. Padres pitching in the game has struck out 10 now.
Good slider. Little cutter. Probably, if that's 88, 87. Probably a cut fastball.
Down the right field line towards the corner, and that'll land harmlessly in foul ground.
Were you in a fraternity at Northeastern?
I was not.
Really?
No.
Why is that?
That's a good question. The Greek system is not as big there as it is, I think, at some of the schools in the Boston area. And I didn't have the opportunity, really, unfortunately. Now, you did not attend college, correct?
Did not.
No, you became a pro. Out of Joliet Catholic.
Yep.
Always wanted to, though. 0-2 pitch is to right field, and that's in there for a base hit. So a 1-out single for Brandon Drury.
Good piece of hitting right there by Drury. He's hit the home run. He's pulled that. 3 strikeouts, and now that is a cutter, a slider, whatever you want to call it. He stays on it nicely. Head is down. He's got his sight set to the opposite field. The foot, not even a long stride. You see that?
Yeah.
Very short stride from Drury.
So 1-out single, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Randall Delgado. Pitch the 7th inning. Looks like he'll be headed back out there for the bottom of the 8th. Pretty healthy hack right there. Kirby Yates has yet to allow an earned run in his 8 appearances, 7 1/3 innings. That's being claimed off waivers from the Angels back at the end of April, April 26th. Pitch in there for a strike. You may have heard that information already if you were listening earlier in the inning to Mark Grant. But you just heard it again.
Hey, people come in and out all the time.
You never know.
Yeah.
1-2.
Hey, one of Andrew's Teeks brothers might have went to the kitchen and got a brewski, and then come back and watch the game, and he wanted to know that.
Maybe I'll do it a 3rd time. Did you know that Kirby Yates has yet to allow an earned run in his 8 appearances? 7 1/3 innings since being claimed off waivers.
That's awesome.
By the Padres. He came from the Angels.
That's good to know.
Is there anything else that you said that I didn't hear? Yates backs off. 2-2 the count to Delgado. The Diamondbacks pitcher batting with 1 out and 1 on. It is 10-0 Arizona. Chopped right side. Spangenberg will go to second base for 1, and that's all they'll get. Lead runner retired 4-6 on the force out as Delgado will reach at first base with 2 down in the inning.
See how Corey on that play, he catches that baseball and spins all the way around to his glove hand side. Why? The momentum carrying him there rather than going the opposite way. Watch how he'll spin and turn towards the outfield position, catch the ball on the left. Nice easy snap throw. That's much easier than catching the ball and turning to your right. It's always a good rule of thumb. Always turn, if you're in the position, turn towards your glove hand side. Then your throwing arm will follow. It's easier to make that throw.
And 2 down, runner at first, and Jeff Mathis the batter. This one's back up the middle into center field, and a base hit. Or Jeff Mathis as Delgado takes second base, and now the Diamondbacks have 2 on with 2 down. So 2 down, 2 on, and Nick Ahmed coming up here. He pinch hit in the 7th inning. Big swing and a miss there. Swinging for the fences was Ahmed. Pitch fouled off to the right, out of play. 0-2 the count here with 2 outs in the inning. Diamondbacks threatening for more here as they bat in the 8th.
Slider.
Here to talk it over as Terens heads out there to talk to Yates. Field straight away here on Nick Ahmed. th pitch of relief here for Kirby Yates. And that's outside. Ten runs, 15 hits, no errors for Arizona. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Padres. Big 8-run first inning for the Diamondbacks tonight. One, 2. Inside, ball 3, full count. 3 hits in the inning so far for the Diamondbacks, and Delgado reaching on a fielder's choice is at second base. Mathis, who singled, is at first.
Oh, Manuel Margot in center field playing very shallow.
Swing and a miss, and Yates able to strike out Ahmed to end the inning. Into the bottom of the 8th, it's 10-0 Arizona.
A little base brawl at Chavez Ravine. That's Ross Stripling throwing behind Giancarlo Stanton. Hey, why not pick on the biggest guy? Dave Roberts can't believe it. He's out there. Both benches clear. Typical baseball fight, though. Just a lot of pushing, a lot of shoving. No punches thrown that we can see. Things getting heated between the Dodgers and the Marlins. That game's still in action. We'll let you know if there's any further incidents on the field as that game goes on, guys.
They get the first game of a 3-game series there, so things just underway. As coming up here for the Padres, leading it off is Luis Terens in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ray Fuentes has taken over in right field for David Peralta. As Randall Delgado hit for himself is back out there on the mound. Luis Terens takes strike 1. I got one for you, Mud.
Yes, sir.
We may have a position player pitching the 9th inning. Luis Sardinez is warming up in the pen right now for the Padres.
Yep, that's him.
Now, the guy that we used to see as a position player pitch, Christian Bethancourt, out with the team right now, working on pitching. And Sardinez warming up right now. Fly ball, center field. Gregor Blanco out there in center. In a few steps to handle out number 1 of the last of the 8th inning. So 1 out, top of the order. Manuel Margot coming up. His 4th plate appearance, 1 for 3 night, had a bunt single back in the 3rd inning and has one of only 2 Padres hits in the game. In there for strike 1 to Margot. Taijuan Walker, 6 shutout innings. Randall Delgado, an inning and a 1/3 so far of relief. And he jumps ahead here of Margot, 0-2.
There are 2 things I want to do with you this year. We talked about it a little last year. One is I want to throw batting practice to you.
I'm afraid of that, but go ahead.
We can have other people on our crew jump in the cage if they would like as well.
Margot strikes out, 2 down. I'm a little nervous about that, I'll be honest with you.
I won't hit you, I promise.
Well, no, that's the thing, because I think at this stage of
I won't. I've got pretty good
not
control.
the major league pitcher that you
I've
used
got
to be.
great control, just like my career, right down the middle of the plate. Don't worry, you've got nothing to worry about.
You're not going to hit me. Okay, here's the other fear that I have is that you may try to hit me in the ribs and then, you know, yell out "oops" or something along those lines. You know, like, sorry about that. This is left side. Ahmed, the shortstop, equidistant between 2nd and 3rd, and he'll make the catch that ends the inning. We head for the 9th. 10-0 Arizona.
Can't touch that one.
Good start for Perdomo. Strike 3. Game 2 of the series tomorrow. Ray and Perdomo in the middle game of the 3-game series. We're along here to the 9th inning in game 1 of the series. And Luis Sardinez into the game as he takes over here. Shortstop, outfielder, and now pitcher on his resume.
Well, the main thing is to throw strikes. Hopefully the ball's hit right at somebody. Hey, maybe some swings and misses.
His second appearance on the mound. An inning, no hits, no walks, no strikeouts. July of last year at Wrigley Field. Well, gets that one in there at 79 miles an hour for strike one.
Just playing a little game of catch.
Fly ball foul down the right field line.
And see, for hitters, it's a no-win situation. Because if you get a hit, your teammates are going to be all over you. And if you make an out,
your teammates are going to be all over you.
Exactly. And on a serious note, the one thing you don't want is the guy to overthrow, get too froggy out there and hurt themselves.
Short arm that one a little bit. This is lined sharply into the shift, and Ryan Schimpf throws to first base for out number one of the ninth inning.
You hurting a little bit over there or something?
Yeah. One out here in the ninth. Somebody threw a baseball into my ribs in between innings from about 2.5 feet away. This is a foul ball off to the left. I think there's a possibility there may be 1 or 2 broken ribs and maybe some lung damage.
What happened?
You threw a baseball into my kitchen. Pitch is outside. Or is it? Oh, it's a strike, 0-2.
81-mile-an-hour fastball.
Little pop-up foul back in our direction underneath us. And it hangs at 0-2. On the ground to shortstop, and Ibar will fire it across. There's 2 down in the inning. Brings up Daniel Descalso. Came in the game earlier. Descalso walked in his first plate appearance. Check swing. Did he go? No. Check with Brian Gorman, third base umpire. That's 77 average for Descalso. On the ground and through the right side into right field for a base hit. And Descalso is aboard here with 2 down in the inning. First hit off Sardinias, position player here pitching for the Padres. Kirby Yates worked the 8th inning, going in and giving up 2 hits, but no runs. Didn't walk anybody, struck out a batter. And it brings up Jake Lamb, who's had a 2-home run night. 3-run shot in the first, a 2-run shot in the 6th inning. Outside, 2-1. So Weaver, Diaz, Stammen, Quackenbush, Yates, and now position player Luis Sardinha is pitching in this game with Arizona on top 10-0. Fly ball headed out towards deep center field. Margot has room out there. Shy of the track. He'll make the catch. It ends the inning. Nice job by Luis Sardinez. 10-0 Arizona. Ten to nothing. Diamondbacks have a lead over the Padres. We head to the bottom of the 9th inning, and Cordoba going to lead it off here as he makes his way to the plate. Randall Delgado pitching the 7th, the 8th, and now the 9th. Cordoba takes strike one. Took over in left field. 263, 3 homers, 6 runs batted in for Cordoba. Well, Delgado's looked very good since coming into this game.
You know, we talked about it in our pregame show regarding bullpens and pitchers that have started and then been put in the bullpen because they just haven't had the success, and there are guys who go on to have long careers. And they found their niche. And Delgado, we saw him earlier in his career as a starter with the Diamondbacks, and you went over the numbers, and Delgado feels very comfortable and paying dividends out of that bullpen for Arizona.
I can give him multiple innings. Obviously, here he is in his 3rd inning. Shortens the game for you.
Absolutely.
As far as a manager.
No question. And you know what? We talked about this before the game. Starter now, if you've got those 3 guys in the bullpen.
Nice hit for Cordoba to left field. 3rd hit for the Padres of the game. Their 1st hit since a bunt single back in the 3rd inning.
If you've got those 3 arms in the bullpen for 7th, 8th, and 9th set up, your starter goes 6 innings. That's, hey, job well done. Let's turn it over to a 3-headed monster they got.
Hervis Solarte with Cordoba at first base. Solarte 0 for 3 on the night. There's a pop-up foul ground. Jake Land makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the 9th inning. So 1 down, and we'll bring up Hunter Renfroe. Renfroe has flat out to the warning track in right. A little number in front of the plate, and was thrown out by the catcher Jeff Mathis, and then he struck out looking. Back in the 7th inning was the first batter that Randall Delgado faced, and 1 of 3 strikeouts so far for Delgado. chop, deep third. It is a foul ball. Wow. Very close. And Gorman, though, standing right on the line down there, third base umpire, getting a good look. It's where it crosses the bag, and tough to tell there.
It is, but you know what, though? Where that ball hit before the bag and where it touched after the bag,
yeah,
I think that ball's got to go over the bag.
I thought so, too. Go 2. It is up and away, 1-2. Two and 2.
Delgado started in 2013. He started 19 games for the Diamondbacks. Then after that year, after the 4.26 ERA was put into the bullpen. You know, a handful of starts after that, but majority bullpen appearances.
So on 31 pitches in the game tonight. And now a full count. Trying to get Renfroe to chase something away, and Hunter would not. Popped up, foul ground again. Lamb headed over towards his own dugout, and he's got another foul pop up. And another catch made by Jake Lamb. 2 down here in the 9th inning. And that'll bring up Ryan Schimpf. 4th plate appearance of the night. Schimpf has fly to right and walked twice in this game. 2nd time he has faced Delgado. He got a walk off Delgado last time up. Runner goes as Schimpf takes a pitch outside for ball 1. Cordoba takes second on defensive indifference. Mathis out to talk to Delgado here. Two outs, runner at second base. Arizona on top 10-0. On the ground up the middle and into shallow center. Diving out there was Drury. Coming around to score is Cordoba, and the Padres are on the board. They get a run here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Ryan Schimpf on for the 3rd time, his first hit, and an RBI for Schimpf.
Never give away at bats. Ryan Schimpf fought that one off. We usually see him get extended, pull the ball. He fights this one off, beats the shift for an RBI single.
So 2 down, Schimpf at first base, and Sardinez, the pitcher, standing in. 70, no homers are unbatted in. He pitched the top of the 9th. Now he bats here in the bottom of the 9th. Runner goes at first. Pitches a strike over the outside corner. Schimpf to second on the defensive indifference.
This would be a save for Delgado.
Because of the 3 innings.
Yep. You finish the game after pitching the 7th, 8th, and 9th in a win, you get the save.
Time call. Delgado calls out Jeff Mathis, his pitcher, his catcher. 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. Took something off there. It was a changeup. Run in here for the Padres in the 9th inning. No shutout tonight for the Diamondbacks. 1-2. Popped up. Back at third, foul ground. Lamb headed over, and that ball's going to fall between Lamb and Tomas. Foul ball up into the seats. So Sardinia's got to come on back. Two outs, Schimpf at second base. Backing out Sardinias. Delgado peering in to find out what he's going to throw here. With a count of 1-2. Bounces in, and Mathis did a good job of blocking that. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 down here in the 9th inning. Big gap out there in right center field for Sardinias. Blanco moves towards left center. 2-2 pitch. That's inside. Spinning Sardinias out of the box. Delgado trying to finish this off here. He's now up to 41 pitches. Patient at bat for Sardinias. There's Schimpf at second base. The 3-2 pitch. And a fly ball foul off the left out of play. Backing off Delgado again. Delgado's finally ready here with a 3-2 pitch. Fly ball down the left field line, and that's headed to foul ground. So Sardinias continues to battle here. Padres not going quietly here in the 9th inning. Lead at second for Schimpf. Rally caps on. Sardinias hits a fly ball to center field. Playable for Gregor Blanco, and that is the ball game. A 10-1 Arizona win as we send it to Mike Pomerantz. Mike?
Don, thank you very much. What more can I see in the post-game show? We'll get inside the clubhouse. Going to hear from Andy Green, his thoughts on what happened with Jared Weaver in that 8-run Arizona first.